What's going on, everybody? Stubbs here from Retro Handhelds, and we have a new one for you today. It is the G8 Galileo by GameSir. Now, GameSir has had a history of these Android and iPhone compatible telescopic controllers, but this one might be my most favorite that I've ever tested. Not only does it have Hall effect sticks, okay, it has an adaptive USB-C connector, ultra low latency, responsive rubber membrane, buttons, Hall effect analog triggers as well. Not only the sticks, you have multiple swap out options for the buttons, which is always really cool. You have a charging and 3.5mm pass-through port, so it does have pass-through charging, which is key. 2 micro back buttons, a laser engraved texture grip, which the grips do feel really nice. I like that. And yeah, overall, it'll fit most any phone with a USB-C port, some small tablets, but I'm gonna link RetroBreeze's video in the description because RetroBreeze was able to open this up further, do a little bit of surgery, and fit an extremely wide 14-inch Samsung tablet in here. So let's hop in. So, a few other telescopic controllers over the years that I have kept are the Backbone for Android, GameSir X2 Pro. This one's kind of no frills, gets the job done. I like that these first few GameSirs always came with the carry case. The iPega 9023S. This is my very first telescopic controller. I had it with my Amazon Fire tablet way back in the day, and I used to do emulation with this for years on tablets and phones. It's Bluetooth, not USB-C, but you can fit pretty much anything in here. Of the USB-C ones, you also have, of course, the very multifunctional GameSir X2. This one is used for folding phones, for regular phones. Really nice and multifunctional, but clicky, very clicky buttons all the way across, and not the most comfortable. Joysticks never loved on this one, but nevertheless, it's been one that I've always had in the tool bag. And then you have the Kishi V2 Pro. Not as wide, but it does function pretty decently. You have very, very clicky buttons. This is the one used in the Razer Edge, of course, and so it's pretty decent. Okay, it's comfortable. It's okay. This one particularly is the V2, but the V2 Pro is what's used in the Edge. But this is, I don't love it. But the star of the show is this G8. So, do we have the new Ultimate Type-C telescopic controller? Let's find out. Measure what can be measured, and make measurable what extends beyond. I like the holographic design. What do we got here? Cloud gaming compatible, controller supported games playable, compatible with 115 185 millimeters. Ultra low latency wired connection, durable components, share your highlights. There's a highlights button. This, of course, was sent over for review. Ooh. Whoa. Galileo. Hello there. Oh, I like that colorway. Look at that. SNES, classic. Look at these different joystick sizings. So you have, okay, so you have a taller concave one. You have like this little spiral grip one. Don't think these will fit my nubs. Okay, and then if you like the classic GameSir sizing, super duper small. Maybe if you want to use one of your old GameSir X2 overlay, little nubs, you know, slip on there. You got that option. What do we got in here? Stickers. That's fun. All right, just game. What an instruction manual. Look at this, all these different languages. Perfect. We don't need manuals. So we're going to keep this one pretty brief today. I'm only going to play a few games with it because really what I want to focus on is the feel, the fit, the ergonomics. Oh, I love these concave sticks they have in by default, by the way. Those are really nice. Okay, you do have the rubber membrane ABXY. They are glossy. I wish they were matte, but that's all right. They feel really good. Just the right amount of travel, I'd say. Very springy. Wow. GameSir button, clicky D-pad. That feels very, very precise. I like the texture on the padding on the back. Kind of has this little rubber matte feel. Okay, that looks really clean. Up top, L1, R1, shoulder buttons feel good. Triggers have a grip on them. I really like the feel of that grip, by the way. Ooh. Then programmable buttons on the back. That feels good. This looks like, again, I'm gonna link Retro Breeze's video, but yeah, you should be able, just like the Pro and similar ones like this, you should be able to mod this so you can really extend it wide. Down below, you do have the 3.5 out and pass-through charging through that USB-C port. Love the texture on the back on those grips. Very, very comfortable. Jeez. I mean, the closest I have for comfort to this sort of feeling is going to be my tried and true battle-hardened iPega. The original one was the 9023. This is the 9023S. I actually got this one off Temu. But yeah, this has always been just the most comfortable for my hands because you have these nice big kind of ergo grips on the side. But I like how round this is. You see on these, it kind of has a pointed bottom like that. So that kind of gets in the way. This feels really good. I like how they have the sticks placed. The D-pad's super easy to access. Right stick is not too much in the way if you're going to be using these. I have big thumbs, of course, so I knock that maybe a little bit. That might be a reason to swap out for something like this. It's going to be a little less in the way. Yeah, this one might... I kind of like that. I kind of like the feel on that one, but I think I prefer the concave. And this, again, is going to be the concave, but just taller. So here's something neat. Apparently, you can take these off to swap these out. So if you want to swap them out, that face is just held in by magnets. I love magnets. How do they work? Nobody knows. And then you just, boop, pop it right off, just like that. And you can put in a different one, maybe this one. Line it up. Okay. And let's try out our theory of using the small one. These come right off. So these are Hall triggers up here, and these are Hall joysticks. Really nice. Magnets are great. Means you're not going to have stick drift. They will always drift back to where they need to, just like my eyeballs do with contacts. I almost like just the look of having the faceplates off, but I'll probably put the casing back on, and it just kind of magnetically goes doop and doop. You might have seen this on other channels, and I don't know how many cover the fact that it works great with a folding phone. Here's my Samsung Z Fold 5, and we're just going to slip it in like that. And I like that it has this, it's very maneuverable. And if your phone doesn't fit, you know, usually on these you have a way to swap out the sides. On this one you don't. You probably could just remove this if you wanted, the rubber padding. You shouldn't have to, depending on the size of your phone's case. So this has a case on it. Let's see. Yeah. So it looks like, yeah, so that fits, and you can tell that it works because the little green light turns on. The nice thing about having one like this is that this screen is going to, of course, go up instead of having the screen come down. Having the USB-C on the right like this means the screen on folding phones is going to come more down. But the weight is well balanced, and I do not mind this at all. The only one I like slightly better as far as a folding phone fit goes is the backbone. So that just, because this is flush along the top, which is great. So that feels nice compared to something like a Bluetooth iPega like this. And then you can kind of make it just right. You know, that's ideal. But the thing with Bluetooth is you are probably going to have a little bit of latency, noticeable latency. None of them can match, though, the kind of look that you get with the X2 here, where you have it up top. This is going to be your best situation as far as weight goes, as far as sort of making it look like a regular handheld. And it's going to be even better, of course, if you didn't have a folding phone. But this one kind of wins as far as such a multi-purpose controller. I'm not a huge fan of any of the buttons at all, or the joysticks, so I'm glad that we have another option. Kishi V2. Yeah, this isn't working for me at all. This is awkward. The weight's not balanced right. No. Nope. And lastly, the GameSir X2 Pro. Now, we're going to see GameSir at CES again this year, and we'll talk to them more about this, but they keep on making these, and they keep wanting to do the best job that they possibly can, and I really think that that's been holding true. This is one we are going to need to take out the sidings for it to work, but again, it's not quite flush. The weight's not quite right, so this isn't that doesn't feel quite right. I do wish, though, that this did come with a case. I'm so used to GameSirs coming with the carry case, you know, having the option to have the other buttons in there, and that's okay. Yeah, this weight feels really good. Dang. Oh, I like the feel of that D-pad. Like, this is the first time I've had like a premium feeling telescopic controller that really felt like, you know, it's trying to compete with a Xbox or DualShock controller. Like, this is Yeah, that D-pad feels very good. Easy pivot. It's like they took it seriously, you know? I always feel like telescopic controllers, the gimmick of being extending, you know, that they're like, oh, that's always enough, you know, that's fine. And it feels like the buttons and everything are always such an afterthought. And I almost gotten complacent with that myself, where I'm like, well, it's just, you know, it's just how these controllers are, but we need one. This is kind of the first one I've felt that's premium out the gate. And yeah, swapping with these joysticks here, I don't mind having that be a small little nubbin. And look, now it is out of the way of my thumbs. I don't know if I love this one on the left, though. I think this is perfect. I think I'm going to leave that on. But I think I'm going to take this one back off. So if you wanted to see a difference in sizing, there's a tall version and a short one. Let's try the tall one. Let's see what that one's like. Ooh, I like that. Nice and tall. That's comfy. It's a little now more awkward to reach for the D-pad, but if you stay on that joystick, dang, yeah. All right, let's play a few games. Of course, my favorite game, Grim Valor. This is the one to test it against. I benchmark every telescopic controller against this. So I've been using this controller for about 2 weeks now, trying it on various phones, and I've been very impressed. It's kind of one that I keep wanting to go back to. I haven't been using the extra back buttons a ton. I think they're placed well, you know? Like, I think they're easy to reach. I kind of forget that they're there, though, but it's nice to have. So you can program them to what you want. This game is ruthless, by the way. It's a great Metroidvania. Super fun, very hard, but not impossible. You just have to work at it, and you gotta grind. You have to grind up your character to be able to take on some of these baddies. And the bosses especially. One good test for these controllers is trying to get on these blocks here. Because you have to be super crazy with your timing. There we go. So we'll look at a few more games. We'll do a little showcase at the end. But there's a few other things to know about this thing. So there is software you can download by GameSir. It's just called GameSir, not guitar chords. And the software looks like that. And it looks like there's an update. So they do have OTA updates, which is really cool. Let's update the firmware. So this update, for instance, upgraded charging power from original maximum 15 watts to a new maximum of 27 watts. That's great. Fixed trigger issues, resolved combo keys lighting problems, fixed charging problem with certain phones and USB connections. After the upgrade, please replug the phone for the controller to charge the phone. Yeah, and we'll take a look at that too. So this does have pass-through charging. Not every charger I tried works, but maybe with this update, that'll actually fix that. That is charging. We have pass-through charging. Yay! It's a small detail, but it's an important detail. So their app is kind of no frills here. You do have a software catalog of different things. It'll take you to the game store if you want. You know, this will work with apps for streaming apps like Xbox, PlayStation streaming apps, Game Pass, Nvidia, GeForce Now. One thing I always like to check is if there is any sort of touchscreen overlay, for instance, for games that need a touch mapper, Call of Duty, and we can do a gamepad test in here. Left joystick, right joystick, D-pad, LB, RB, LT, RT, AB, XY. Start. That one's select. This one also is used for yes. And then M is, I guess, for programming. And then this is a screen capture or some sort of capture button. If we go to key settings here, we can program it to do pretty much what we want. You can really customize it to your taste. It's great. So this has something called G-Touch mode, so you can use this with games that aren't natively compatible with the controller. Call of Duty is, depending if you have one of their branded controllers, like an Xbox controller or something. But some games will need a touch mapper to map to the buttons, and this is important that they include this. So the touch key mapper is going to show up on the top left there. You just press on it, and then you can add a button. There's a solution recommender, more settings, test your gamepad, general map for settings. You can change the transparency. Okay, well, very good. Left stick, right stick. Oh, this is cool. So joystick mode, great. So we can set it if it's like for an FPS or not. You can do button combos. So let's do left trigger plus B. Let's save our configuration. Yes, GameSir isn't optimized for this. Okay, well, it's fine. Okay, here we go. Nice. Needs to be dialed in a little bit. It's a little bit sensitive. Oh, I can never find a freaking controller that works well for COD Mobile. So I'm happy that this one does. Okay. Yeah, advanced. Always advanced. Let's go for it. We do want to dial in the right stick a little bit. Sensitivity, less sensitivity. 5. Action area. Full screen or an area. Let's do just an area. Axis direction standard. Yeah, joystick mode. Okay, so I messed up the setting. We're just going to go ahead and redo that. Oh, that feels so much better. Fire missile, I guess. Victory! Hooray. Still need to dial in this right stick. Wow, yeah. This is not good. Yeah, touchscreen mapper probably could be refined further, but... Okay, there we go, yes. Very functional, though. This is the best Android telescopic controller I have ever used out of all the ones I've tested, and I am wildly passionate about these controllers. I love to test them. I have to try every one. It beats the Backbone. It beats many of Razer's offerings, including the Razer Kishi. But yeah, so far, this is my favorite. And Razer, you're going to have to clap back and bring something to the table here, because this is now the one to beat. Backbone, everybody. Get those Hall effect sticks in your controllers. Allow us to expand as wide as we want, and give us something to really make phone gaming and tablet gaming sort of just as good as retro handhelds, because that's what this brings. This now makes me feel like I have a true all-in-one handheld, with the fact that it has the USB-C, no latency, buttons feel great, D-pad feels awesome, shoulder buttons feel great. I love the grippiness on the shoulder buttons, love the grippiness on the back. M1, M2. So I do recommend this. It's an easy recommend. This is a solid like 9.5 out of 10 for me. Do find it in our description if you're interested. But until the next one, this has been Stubbs with Retro Handhelds. You know what I'm going to say next? Yeah. Take care of your handhelds, everybody, and your controllers. And each other, too. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. It's really good. I like it. Solid water, too. Uh-huh.